Okay, guys, so I just want to show you this so you can see how my branding has changed over the years. As a matter of fact, this is kind of one in the middle, but it's a different project, so I'm starting it off this way. This was a logo for my trance project that had first charted me and all of that. But you can see that there's already, and there already had been, because like I said, this logo came in the middle of my career, sort of, but there'd already been the idea of like hearts in the logo. Even though it wasn't a Mikey project, I was called Sirius. This was more of an idea of a logo for my record label, and then this was my artist logo, but the two are together on this this file here. And then little accents like this, I think this is the Infinity quantum physics logo. And I just, I like quantum physics. I kind of maintain a passive interest in it. And anytime you're dealing with, in my opinion, trance, things of the beyond, if you will, quantum physics is definitely that field that pushes that. So for me, it just made sense with trance and my general interests. That being said, I just wanted to show you guys. So this was an earlier logo, way before the trance stuff. This was kind of my first attempt with tropical branding, and this was probably back in 2014, believe it or not. And frankly, I didn't believe in my sound enough. I was doing a tropical steel drum tech house thing, and it was great. I didn't have enough mentorship and guidance, and I didn't believe in my tracks. I did not know how to make them commercially competitive. So unfortunately, this logo, branding, and sound was shelved until 2019, 2020, because I diverted just in frustration, looking for answers. I was afraid to be myself, and I thought that getting under the umbrella of trance, because I love trance, first of all, but secondly, not being so original, I felt might have been a good move to make and hide under the umbrella of trance with the thousands of other people who were basically making the same sound as me. And while I did have some online success with it, it was not the right move. But that's why you haven't seen this logo yet, because it's older. I'd probably change the font on it, to be honest with you, but I mean, the black palm tree in the sunset with the seagulls is dead on. Good buddy of mine, Pierre, made this for me, and I mean, I just thought it was such a great logo. If you could look past the font, which doesn't really match me, I don't think, the logo itself is awesome. I love it. So let me just see here. This was another one that Pierre did just to develop the idea, and you can just see it's developing. It's not perfect, but it's developing. The font is a little better, Mikey Shanley. You can see the palm tree maintains the focus of the branding. It's a little better, not a ton better, but it is a little bit better, and it's just cool. Let me see here. I thought I had one more. Let's just see. That's cool. That was kind of the 311 thing that I was trying to do with like the aliens and the donuts and the kind of cosmic tropic thing. Yeah, perfect. So this branding here is my latest logo. This is a bad stretch out of it, so ignore the fact that it's stretched. But you can see the palm tree still stuck with me. The idea of hearts still stuck with me. And it's just an updated version for 2020. In some ways, it's not as tropical and fun as an orange sunset behind it. But on most flyers, when you look at an EDM DJ logo, they don't have the luxury of color. It has to be a black logo or a white logo. And it's more about the image and font choice than it is about the color. Because if there's 30 DJs on a lineup, the background image of the flyer is the background image. They're not going to adjust the colors of it for you, so you need to have a black version of your logo and the same logo as a white version. So that way, if it's a black background, you can use your white logo. If it's a white background or a light background, you can use your black logo. So In some ways, you'll kind of see you sacrifice creativity, and this is a perfect example of that, but it's still a great logo in my opinion. The font is fun, it's young, in some ways even more important, it's bold, so you can read it on a flyer, and the heart hands are there, and so is the palm tree exclamation point. May not be as visually fun as the other ones for what we just did here, but it works better on a flyer, and that's where the trickery of branding comes in. Sometimes it isn't about the perfect logo, but rather what is going to work on a flyer, because you are just one of 30 DJs, and they are not going to bend and flex to you and care that your sunset came out beige instead of orange because the printer is having issues with the flyer. It gets into too much, and you don't want to be too difficult because people won't book you. So just a little insight into the growth of my branding. There were a lot more examples that I wanted to show you, but frankly I just can't find them all. And maybe one day I'll see if I can dig them up, but this specific logo went through a ton of revisions, a ton. At one point we had a sunset behind it, but it was just too much. Sunset, heart hands, palm tree, font with my name, it was just too much. We tried to incorporate seagulls into it. They just didn't look good. They didn't translate well, so we got rid of those. I think at one point we tried to revisit the idea of the heart hands being the M on Mikey. It just didn't work. People weren't fully understanding that it was an M, so they thought it was a heart with the word Ikey, which sounds funny and embarrassing, but this is the kind of legwork that you need to do by asking friends, family, and asking around on forums, which was a little secret of mine. I got on Facebook forums and asked people what they thought of the logo. Some were haters, and it hurt my feelings. Then I realized you have to develop a thick skin because you're going to get picked on. And others liked it. And still others loved it, and I knew it was wrong. I was like, oh, this is a great logo. And it's like, I know you say that, but it's because you work in, finance day in and day out. You're not thinking of it like I am. Is this going to translate to flyers? You like it in a Facebook group, but you're not thinking about it when it's on a flyer. Is this really the best choice for a logo for a flyer? So, you have to kind of blend it all together. Other people's opinions, your opinions, will it translate in the context that you need it to? Because your logo is not going to hang off of an office building. It's for a flyer. And for branding. So think about all that, guys, and just kind of run with that. But the biggest thing that I'm going to talk to you about will be our week 4 video, which is coming up right after this one, guys. Talk to you soon.